there are truths that are easy to accept. Like in the first reading, we are told by Isaiah, "My thoughts are not your thoughts." If it is expressed abstractly and it does not hit us home, it's easy to accept. Our response also is very easy to accept. The Lord is near to all who call upon Him. The second reading from St. Paul tells us the distinction between living materially, living in the flesh, versus living in Christ. And he said that for the sake of the people he cares for, he is still willing to submit himself to earthly existence in the hope that he could help many more of the people he loves and cares for. The gospel is hard to accept. Let us make no mistakes about it. It is hard to accept because it hits closer to home base. And what is home base like? We have our own ways, and we would like fairness, we would like equality, we would like to be treated the same as everybody else. We don't want favoritism. We don't want people who get more than us for no reason whatsoever. But then I will have to tell you that as a parable, it's not about the details of the story, but what it leads us to. The big truth that we all have to accept. And it has to do with ours, not with ours, but with the heart. Hindi po per ora ang pagmamahal ng Diyos. Hindi rin por ora ang paglilingkod natin sa Diyos. There is a big difference between working 8 hours and you feel proud about it because you are hardworking. No problem about that. Many of us are hardworking. Many of us really put in honestly 8 hours worth of work everywhere we work. Most of us do. That may not be true in government, but I think I know enough from the private sector that people work hard and people are honest about the number of hours they work. And so we think that doing good is counted by the hours. But today the Lord tells us, hindi por ora. It has to do with your largeness of heart. Fairness is defined by us as equality. And equality for us means mathematically, which means 610 pesos a day, no more, no less. And those who came late should have salary deduction. But those who came late in the day are those who chose not to be late. You see, it's like the situation right now in the Philippines. We are a labor surplus economy. There are more graduates than there is work available. Many of your children who just graduated last August or July will not be able to land a job because we are a labor surplus economy. And that's exactly why we export them everywhere around the world. Nurses, even if there is a dearth or a scarcity of nurses, we export them all over the world. First and foremost because the pay is totally different. When we talk of divine justice as against human justice, our human justice pales in comparison. So, in our human way of looking at things, we think that honesty, thrift, industry, hard work, and honesty are enough. But God prizes other things. God prizes humility, mercy, and need that is not created by those people who need. It is not about economic justice, but it's about eternal grace. So, what do we make of this? I'm so sorry I lost my voice already 2 weeks ago. But surprisingly, I had a big talk last Friday night and I was able to make it. And then another big talk yesterday and I was able to make it. Today, it got worse, so I canceled 3 of my 4 masses. I need to rest my voice. It's getting worse. Let me wrap this up. Pag ang pinag-usapan natin ay ang kalakalan ng mundo, madaya ang Diyos, hindi makatarungan. Ang kalakalan ng Diyos ay nagbibilang ng oras. Ang pamamaraan ng Diyos at ang kanyang karunungan ay hindi nagbibilang ng oras kundi sinusukat kung gaano kalaki ang puso natin. It's not about hours, it's about the largeness of your heart. And today the Lord tells us that we should not be envious about those who were employed late in the day. We should be grateful that the Lord is what He is. The Lord is near to all those who call upon Him. Hindi por ora ang paglilingkod ng Diyos, ang pagmamahal ng Diyos, at hindi rin por ora ang paglilingkod natin sa Diyos. In the final analysis, what we do out of love is not measured by the hour. In the musical Rent, he counted the number of seconds, the number of minutes, 5,200 something minutes in a day. It is not about counting hours. It's about looking into your heart and finding out how big is your heart. And that is what matters more than anything else.